Why did you want to be a SEAL?
I'm not going to pay for your college. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
He's like, you're not going to apply for yourself. And I said, I don't give a if you pay for my college or not, because I'm not going to college. I'm going to become a Navy SEAL.
What was that conversation like?
That conversation went, I was a failure up to then. And I didn't make good grades. I wasn't very athletic. I just always grew up playing G.I. Joes, watching G.I. Joe.
Oh, yes. What is your favorite G.I. Joe toy growing up?
Ooh, Snake Eyes.
Perfect. Man, badass ninja.
Yeah.
Snake Eyes versus Storm Shadow. Now, how do you feel about your relationship with your parents and how it has evolved over time?
I think I think me and you share a very similar sentiment, and I just always wanted to prove to my parents that I could be something and do good for the world, and it's something that I took on at the age of 18 when I joined the SEAL teams. I mean, that's really what pulled me through. Yes, I wanted to go to war. I wanted to fight for the country in the highest capacity possible and be the best that I could be, because I was a failure up to then, and I didn't make good grades. I wasn't very athletic. I didn't really have much going for me, and so what really pulled me through all that training and got me in was I had a horrible fear of telling my dad that I failed again.
Yes.
And so that stuck with me at 18 in Buds. That's what got me through. That's what got me into the agency. Was I wanted to. I just always wanted my parents to know. They did a good job, and
Yes.
that I could make something of myself, regardless of how my childhood went. And my parents are still alive, and we have a very, very close relationship.
How did your parents react when you first signed up?
Well,
What was that conversation like?
that conversation went when it came out. Like I said, I didn't make good grades, and I had a lot of potential. I was a smart kid. I was really good at math, and but I didn't apply myself because I wasn't interested. And he came out one day. He was really frustrated. I just got a report card or midterms or something, and it was not good. And
I know that feeling.
C was probably the best grade. And he said, it was an argument, and he said, I'm not going to pay for your college. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
He's like, you're not going to apply for yourself. And I said, I don't give a shit if you pay for my college or not, because I'm not going to college. I'm going to become a Navy SEAL. And at that moment, everything changed. And he, I mean, I think he thought I was full of shit because I didn't follow through on anything that I'd said that I was going to do. And he had asked me, how serious are you about it? And I had told him, I said, yeah, I've had multiple meetings with the recruiters already. I've already talked about it. I want to sign. I was only 16 or 17 at the time.
And why did you want to be a SEAL?
I don't know. I just always grew up playing G.I. Joes, watching G.I. Joe.
Oh, yes.
I mean, your thing was professional wrestling.
G.I. Joe, actually, G.I. Joe equally. I'm trying to get my kids into it right now. We have a, do you have a, sorry, do you have, what is your favorite G.I. Joe toy growing up?
Ooh, Snake Eyes.
Perfect. Man, badass ninja.
Yeah.
Snake Eyes versus Storm Shadow, right? Like,
Yep.
right? And the rich kids would have the Sky Striker jet
Yep.
plane. Oh man, yeah. Sorry, yes. G.I. Joe.
But that's what got me. I think that, so I was always, and early on in my younger years, fourth grade, my dad took a job as a pharmacist in the Army. And we went to Germany, and that's when Desert Storm was kicking off. So I was always, anytime we were at the bookstore, I was always grabbing all the magazines and books about what was going on over there. And I would just look at the pictures of tanks and helicopters and planes and military warfighters. And I was always out in the woods, building forts, carving spears, making bow and arrows and shit like that. And so that just always got me really interested. And originally in my military career, I didn't really care. I just wanted to go fight in a war somewhere. So I wanted to be a Marine. Then I started looking into that, found force reconnaissance. Talked to the Marine Corps at the recruiting station. They laughed me out of the office because I was about 100 pounds soaking wet. went to the Army, wanted to be a Ranger or a Green Beret, same deal, laughed me out of the office. And the Navy recruiter sticked his head out and said, "Hey, you want to be a SEAL?" And I didn't even know what a SEAL was. And because I was also very into all the Vietnam generation movies like Apocalypse Now, Platoon,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
that kind of stuff. And so they gave me a pamphlet on being a SEAL, and I read it and went to the library, checked out a bunch of books, started watching movies, and I was like, that's it. That's what I want to do. And luckily wound up making it through and followed through, and that took me into the CIA and had an awesome career there, and then somehow I wound up podcasting.
Man, well, thank you for everything you've done. But I'm so fascinated with just how you signed up because I'm very curious about why people pick the careers they do, right? Especially for something like that. Because how old were you when you signed up?
17.
Right. So super young. You don't really have a sense of the world. Maybe you did because you were you kind of been around the environment a little bit. Like, I'm curious about like, what is it that makes someone like be like, all right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to serve my country. I'm going to put myself in harm's way. Right. What do you think some of the general motivations are when people go like, I'm going to go sign
I mean,
up?
I think it's always different, especially in the SEAL teams. I mean, I was one of the no, I wasn't the youngest. I was maybe the second youngest guy in my buds class. And, when you go to buds, you have guys that are coming in from other special operations units that had already been to war. And they're trying to operate at the highest level as they possibly can, and what they think they want to do. And so you've got 18-year-olds up to 30-year-olds, that are trying out to become a SEAL. And, for me, I can't say that I was overly patriotic. 9/11 didn't happen until I was already, it happened to like right after boot camp. So I was already in. But even when 9/11 happened, I mean, I knew we were going to war, but I didn't understand what that meant. So like I kind of said at the beginning, for me, it was, I mean, that's just what I wanted to do. It wasn't necessarily just for the country. It was what I wanted to do. I just wanted to experience that, at the highest level. And then on top of that, even more than my own desires, I just wanted to make my parents and particularly my dad proud, because my brother and sister were good students, good at athletics, better than everything that I was doing. And I could see that. I could see the interest in, especially in my brother. My brother was a really good ball player, baseball. And I could see my dad gravitating towards, what my brother and sister were doing, and kind of like, well, Shawn's just the fuck up of the family. And I knew I needed to, for my own mental health, change that to I just wanted my dad to be proud of me. No matter where you're watching Shawn Ryan Show from, if you get anything out of this, please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, share this everywhere you possibly can. And if you're feeling extra generous, please leave us a review on Apple and Spotify podcasts.